Okay, backyard tour. Okay, we're going to start with this was a lemon tree, and we didn't really like the lemons, and so I topped it and I started grafting it, and I think it has between 12 and 15 different species on it. So you can see, so this is Mayor Lemon, which is one of the original grafts I did, and it's fruiting. And you can see this is the finger lime, the Australian finger lime. This down here is Cara Cara. This is Valentine. This is Oro Blanco. This is Buddha's hand. And then there's various other like mandarins and valencias and whatever in there. And pretty much everything is flowering right now and sitting fruit. So pretty cool.
Very cool.
Tip on planting Diamondia: if you want to plant Diamondia, plant it under dirt or mulch. These guys I planted under dirt and I ended up washing it away later from another spot that's sort of coming in. This was already established. This is one of my few milkweeds that can keep up with the caterpillars. There should be a couple small ones here somewhere. Let's see, but he gets visited. This used to be like a lemon tree, the original, and it died. It had some sort of fungal issue, and after I cut it off, it sent up a water shoot, and I grafted it. And this is a sanguinelli blood orange. So he's pretty happy.
Oh.
This is a Frederick seedling. My Frederick actually has like a woody, I think it's called woody fruit virus, something like that. So this is probably gonna have to go. And I've been cutting out my Frederick as well. So this used to cover the whole fence, and it's still fruiting, but you can see that it has all this sort of wrinkled, blotched leaves, and that's a viral disease. Okay, so mangoes. So I'm pretty sure that this is an Arnold seedling. Second year flowering. Looks like we might get fruit this year. That is from a friend of mine, Teresa, in Florida, and she thinks it's a Hayden, but I think it's probably something else. And I piled a bunch of mulberries I got from the ground in the front yard. Oh, this right here. I'm going to talk more about these, but this is a Mexican Garcinia. Actually, it was a bigger plant, then it died back. A gift of Richard, and then it grew back like that, super slow. I don't know if this is right or not. Jujube. You're going to be looking into the sun there.
Yeah, a little bit.
The Monstera, this is a Monstera deliciosa. Actually, used to be a much bigger plant, this guy. And I've never had, it's tried flowering 2 or 3 seasons, but the fruit never really ripens, so I'll probably get rid of this at some point. It's too dry here. So coming up here, I had 3 spots up here. This spot here, and this spot here, and that spot there, where I planted all kinds of mango seedlings, and pretty much all of them died. The Arnold survived. There were a couple up here that kind of grew pretty slowly.
Hey, Rudy.
But I pretty much gave up on them. And then I planted, this right here is Mamonchillo, and as is that. I bought those trees and then I planted a bunch of other seedlings. There's like Pablone, and a couple other that are supposed to be self-fruitful here. And it wasn't really doing much. So then I planted this lychee here, which I had in a pot. And then the mango and the to some extent the mamon decided to perk up. So now I have 3 different, like five or 6 different plants here and 3 different fruits, and we'll see who wins. You can see that the mango is flowering. That's probably a Manila. These are Key or K apple. That's the male, and it was just flowering. I don't know if there's still flowers on it. I don't see any. This is the female. This is Silver, and it's it produced a couple fruits 2 years ago before the male was even flowering, so it's partially self-fruitful. And then last year they flowered together, and I got a ton or two of this. And it just had a few flowers on it. Loquat. This one's from Exotica. Champagne, which I was later told actually isn't champagne, it's a seedling of champagne. And I've grafted all sorts of things on it. So this branch is so full right here. This is called Big Jim. Super productive. I mean, it's the most well-known of the loquats. Liz, you want one?
Sure.
Say hi, Liz.
Hi.
Made the reel. Oh, Shane, I don't even get one.
I'll show you how I eat them.
I'm busy working.
So I chew off the top, and then I just squeeze the whole thing into my mouth. And then just spell out the seeds.
Very good. It's 3 seconds of fame right there.
It's just a mulch box. I moved this around. I used to have it over there, then it was there, and I just moved it here. So Mamon again, Mamonchio. This was blueberry grape, and I dug it up and it's kind of coming back from the roots. But it was all over, and I never got fruit because of rats. Very productive. This is a experiment actually from CRFG. They gave a bunch of plants away to see what kind of apricots with fruit in San Diego. This is early gold, and I've started grafting it. That right there is a Spice Z from last year. This is, what is this? Royal from last year, and then these ones I just grafted. This is a cherry hybrid, Plueri, I think, called Sweet Treat. And this is Elephant Heart. I don't even remember what it is. It's like some kind of peach. And that is Flavor Grenade, which is a Pluot. So those look like they're okay for now. This guy, I don't know, the leaf shape looks like it maybe not gonna make it. But you can see the apricots doing okay. We got maybe twice as much fruit last year. But it's going to be an okay year for it. That is Cape Gooseberry, and grows like a weed. Really nice fruit. Have either of you had these?
Yeah, they're so delicious.
This is almost fruit all year long. You can see all the fruit on the ground. I don't really keep up with it. It's like a tomatillo, but it's sweet. G. That is a fruit. That's the right fruit.
Yum.
I don't know if you want one.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
Would you?
Oju wants one.
This is a longan, I think Kohala, that I just transplanted. Guy from work gave it to me. The top is not too happy, but you can see the bottom is branching. This is white chipotle, and the base tree is Subel, and then it's grafted with. This is Cuccio. What are these? Lemon Gold. A couple others. I have North Park. OG. A few others, and you can see that this is my successful bar conversion. So that's the bar conversion right there. Don't tape it. Tape's hard to get off. I use that for measuring. But that was done about 1.5 years ago, and it fruited immediately after that. The fruit didn't really set, but this year it's setting, and you can see that that's most of the fruit on this are from that one branch. And there's I think there's one other branch in here, one lemon gold one, but it doesn't look like the fruit. They're gonna size up. So this guy is super happy, obviously. I mean, you can see the trunk. I mean, most of the trees I planted back here are all about the same age, you know, all about 6 years old. And some of them have just taken off, and other ones have struggled. This one's definitely taken off. This is a solo papaya. Which my friend down the street, Bob, gave me. He's the one that got me into rare fruits. He's a passion fruit expert, and he's the one that introduced me to CRG, and he's given me a bunch of plants. So that's one I got from him. This used to be a fig, and I just replaced it with a red baron. It's supposed to be a good fruit. It's a yellow peach, and it throws a beautiful double red flower. This is another throw the seeds in the ground and forget them experiment. It's survived for 6 years, but it doesn't produce very much fruit. I don't have the heart to take it out.
Chop it down.
It's so tough. This is originally was a chandler, and this part over here is all chandler, and I've multi-grafted it. So this back here is Valentine. This right here is a reed, grapefruit. This over here is a Delta Valencia, and if you see in here, this is a jackfruit growing through it.
Oh, wow.
And a few years ago, I thought this tree was not going to make it, and so I planted the jackfruit next to it. And again, you know, once you plant something next to it, you know, then everything just kind of goes nuts. This back here is a guamuchil. It's from Mexico. It's like an ice cream bean, but it's smaller. So it's like a bean pod, and you eat the floss in it. Pretty cool. And then this is three. For a long time I was just throwing seeds. I was not successful in top working making multi-graft avocados, so I just started throwing seeds at the base and grafting them. So this has 3 trees here. This is a seedling that was doing really well, and I grafted it with a charwill from Brad. This is a reed grafted on top. This is actually way older. It's been there forever. It's been there for like 5 years, and it might get fruit this year. You see, it hasn't grown that much. And the main part there is fuerte. So 1 fruit, up 2. 3.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Surprise.
Fuertes.
Well hidden.
Allspice. So allspice, the seed is what becomes the allspice. This hasn't produced fruit, but you can also use the leaves, which we haven't. Apparently they do in Jamaica. You can see it's just about the flower right here. Funny thing about allspice is that the trees are male and female, the dioecious, but the flowers don't look any different. They both have perfect looking flowers, so you basically just have to grow them and let them flower and hope that you have one of each. And this is flowered for 2 years and not said anything, so I don't know. Looks like it's probably a male. This is another avocado. I think there's 4 trunks in there, and one of them I have Mexicola, which is most of the fruit out there. This is Mexicola Grande. On the other side of that is grafted Jan Boyce onto the other branch of the Mexicola. And then I have another reed down there, which again is growing very slowly. But I think all of them are flowering. This is caper. Tough plant. Basically don't need to water it. You can see volunteers all over the place. That back there is a pineapple guava I got from a co-worker, Jana. Really nice fruit. Kind of small, but very eatable. Looks like I've forgotten something up here. I think that's it. Okay, so this is a funny story. Okay, so this is a multi-graft mandarin. It has like 5 different varieties of mandarin. But all the rest of the plants in this row I planted at the same time, and they were all 3 or 4 inch seedlings or seeds I had germinated. So this right here was planted at the same time as this. And you can see the growth differences. So that's sweet Java plum. It's doing so well. This is rose apple. That's rainforest plum. There's two of them, which are struggling. That's another Mexican Garcinia, which is happy, but it grows slowly. That guy only usually puts out 2 leaves a year. So you can count how old it is. 1, 2, and then it's split, 3, 4 years old.
Wow, it's tiny.
And then wax jambu at the end. Miracle fruit right there. So I'll probably take out this is, oh, I didn't mention this one. This is another allspice, which also flowers and also hasn't fruited. So it might be another male, or I don't know what. Probably give it another year. That's the remainder of my blueberry grape back there. Then I have some various opuntias from different people around the state.